Gray heron. 5 amazing facts about the gray heron. Here are 5 amazing facts about the gray heron. Gray heron chicks sometimes kill and eat each other. Gray herons usually live only 5 years, but at least one heron lived for 23 years. They use the same nest season after season, often building a new one on top of the old. Male herons aren't above stealing roomier nests. Their eggs are a lovely shade of blue-green. Like other herons, they fly with their necks drawn in. This differentiates them from cranes and storks, who fly with their necks extended. Where to find the gray heron? The gray heron's range is wide and ranges from sub-Saharan African countries such as Ghana to South Africa to Somalia and parts of Madagascar. The bird can also be found as a resident in the British Isles, France, and Italy. Their breeding range is found in Norway and southern Sweden, down to Eastern European countries such as Bulgaria and across to Russia and China. There are also non-breeding populations in Saharan Africa, India, and Turkey. It's also a vagrant in Greenland and Newfoundland and down into the Caribbean. The gray heron needs habitats that are near bodies of water, whether they be rivers or lakes, swamps, marshes, lagoons, estuaries, coastal areas, or even fish farms. It will hunt in dry areas but needs to roost and nest near water. Gray heron nests. The gray heron nest is used from one season to the next, and because of that it can become quite large. At first, it is made of sticks lined with dead grasses or reeds, twigs and rootlets. The male collects these items while the female actually builds them. Gray herons prefer nests that are built high up in sturdy trees, but if none are available they'll build the nest in the brush, among the reeds or on ledges. Older males return to their old nests and sometimes just appropriate a nest that looks roomier. Scientific name. The gray heron's scientific name is Ardea cinerea. Ardea is Latin for heron and comes from a Roman myth of the town of Ardea. This town was burnt to the ground, and a heron rose from the ashes. Appropriately, cinerea is Latin for ash gray. There are 4 subspecies of gray heron. They are appearance. The gray heron is a fairly large bird, with a length of between 33 and 40 inches and a weight between half a pound and 4 pounds. It gets its name from the gray plumage found on its neck, back and wings. The head of the bird is white but is embellished with black feathers that begin at the eyes, extend to the neck and form a crest. Juvenile birds sport brownish heads that eventually turn white with the black crest. Other characteristics are its long bill, which it uses to convey emotions, whether in courting or in threat display. Its legs are brown and stilt-like, which allows the bird to wade comfortably. Reproduction, babies, and lifespan. The gray heron's breeding season can begin in February and last through June. At this time the usually solitary bird forms colonies called heronries, usually found in tall trees near water. The males arrive first and either choose a place to build the nest or return to an old one. Once this is done they call to attract mates. Once the male finds a suitable mate, the two engage in a complicated courtship dance that includes such actions as bill clapping. The couple also preen each other, and they will stay together for the rest of the breeding season. They'll usually have one brood a season but can raise another if the first one is lost. Female gray herons lay from 2 to 5 eggs over 2 days, depending on conditions such as the weather and the availability and abundance of food. The eggs hatch after about 25 days. Though the chicks are fed and protected by both parents, the parents let the chicks fight over who gets the most food and attention, especially when they stop feeding the chicks directly and start to simply regurgitate the food. It's fairly common for one chick to just shove its sibling out of the nest altogether. The chicks fledge after around 50 days but are still dependent on their parents for about 2.5 more months. By the next breeding season, the chicks will be ready to mate themselves. The lifespan of the gray heron is surprisingly short for a large bird. The average lifespan is about 5 years, though there have been reports of wild birds living 4 times longer than this. Gray heron population. Conservationists believe that the population of gray herons is between 790,000 to 3,700,000, and its status is least concern.